In this video, I'm going to show you what I'm going to refer to as probably the world's first standards-based expert system for creating digital financial reports. So let me show you, and then I'll explain a little bit more what I mean. So I'm going to create a report. This is the full tamale. So I'm going to do the proof. So I created an empty report. I'm going to go to my list of reporting schemes. I could load any of these, but I'm going to load the proof, which exercises this application more than most other reports. Oops, what am I doing? So I have all of these information patterns. I'm going to pull in the balance sheet, this income statement, not this one. That's another balance sheet I could have pulled in. I'll pull in the statement of comprehensive income, cash flow statement, two styles of prior period errors. I'm going to pull in this one, changes in equity, policies, variance analysis, segment revenues, stock plan activity, and financial highlights. I'm going to get the structures, the associations, the rules. I'm going to do this in euros. I'm going to load those templates, and I have a valid report. This validates it's this reporting style. I have to make one little tweak because I've got one little issue in my report. So I'm going to use that set of disclosure mechanics, and I should get a perfectly valid report. And I do. I can go look at it, but we'll look at it when it's done. So I'm now going to go back, and I'm going to build the report. So I'm just going to, I've got some numbers here that I'm looking at. And I'm just going to use those. It doesn't really matter what I enter. It's just testing the application. Clearly, this is not a real financial report. I'm just putting in numbers. So you notice how those cells turn green once the numbers add up. So there's intelligence watching over this application. Let's see, this seems like it might be a bug. That should have a check. And that should have a check. If I do this, I wonder, yep, that fixes it. Okay, so I have created a balance sheet which consists of two roll-ups, an assets roll-up and a liabilities and equity roll-up. So this is a nested roll-up. This is just one roll-up. The next thing I'm going to enter is comprehensive income. So when I enter the facts, I want to enter them as the value that goes into the fact. If you create reports, you know what I'm talking about. Some of these sometimes going to be negative, sometimes going to be positive, but these are all should be positive. But when I view it, I view it correctly. So that's correct. So now I'll move down to the, let's see, comprehensive income. So there is no other comprehensive income. So comprehensive income equals net income. Cash flow statement. So I'm just going to put in $35,000 worth of cash flow there, and the total, and then it automatically updates this because this fact and this fact are the same. So if I enter it here, it updates this. If I change it here, it'll update that. Prior period errors. So this mathematical check is not working. This is the last thing that has to be implemented. And I am going to, what am I going to do? I am going to make this and that'll make that work. Okay, I think that's going to be correct. Changes in equity. This needs to be 10,000. This needs to be 5,000. And that will add up. Policies. I'm going to just enter some text. So I could enter any HTML here. So I'm just checking to make sure that you can actually enter text, which I can. So this variance analysis. The numbers are that's correct. And then police cars going by. And now all these should tie out, which they do. So that's the variance pattern. This is actually calculating this way plus this way, and the application is watching over to make sure that the numbers are correct. Then this is going to be This is a member aggregation. This is a roll up across dimensions, basically. Now that adds up. So it just pulls in these default values. I'm not sure why that value is pulled over, but it is. But anyway, so I can edit those. Financial highlights, that should be all there. And now I can generate a financial report, and everything should add up. I can verify that it does add up by going here, using the correct reporting scheme. Again, I got to go change this to the proper disclosure mechanics rules. And I should get a validation report that says everything is copacetic, no errors, and let's see if that happens. Yes, no errors. There's a report. You can see all the details. I'm not going to worry about that, but basically, there's the balance sheet. Here is the subtype graphs. I'm not going to explain this right now, but basically these rules are being checked to make sure that you put line items in the right place in the financial report. This is part of the expert system. The financial highlights. This checks to. Well, this is not the balance sheet. This checks. Huh. Oh, well, I just clicked on the wrong one. Balance sheet. This checks to make sure that the balance sheet adds up correctly. And we've got all kinds of mathematical rules to make sure that the fundamental accounting concepts, anything that says FAC is a fundamental accounting relationship. So here we're checking assets to make sure that equals liabilities and equity. So basically, this report is correct, and we can say we're done. And I'll stop there.